are back. Welcome to episode 2. We're still going to do the movement thing, right? When I said the movement and y'all said the movement, right?
Yeah.
Welcome to
the movement.
I'm supposed to say it first. Welcome to the movement.
The movement.
There you go. There you go. We could try, pause on the music. Sounds clean, sounds good. Please don't smack on the table, Yusuf David, with our drinks.
No problem.
That boy did not smack on the table the whole time here. And as soon as we go live, you want to smack on the table. But, I'm sorry, not live, but once we start recording, because we are not live. Again, welcome to the movement. My name is Omar T. We're live from the 313. Yes, that's my slogan. I'm going to say it again. Hamza for you. All right, Hams. I know Hams appreciates those mini puns, even though he probably doesn't laugh. He smiles most of the time. What are you smiling about? What are you about to do? Hit us with one, Ali. Hit us. There you go. Roger that. All right, we got the sound actually fixed up and everything now, so we don't have to be ghetto and hold the phone up next to the microphone anymore. But we are back. I'm excited to have this show. We are, again, here to have some fun. Here to answer any questions that you guys, any of you want answered. You can just put that microphone right in there. And we have some good topics for today. As we all know, it was the first week of school. So we're going to talk about some topics about, first week of school, our favorite teachers. And we're also even going to get into even discussing 9/11 and stuff like that. And our top 3 teachers of all time. So with that said, again, welcome Zach. You got Zach T. You got Hamza T. Yusuf T. Hamza T. And then Ali A. And yeah, we're excited to have y'all here and be back. Anybody got any updating news, fresh news right now? Yusuf, you look like you're about to say something.
No, I'm just happy to be back, man. Week 2, I'm gonna be honest with you. After watching the first show, week 1, I know I'm gonna come in with this week with a lot more, energy and more action. So yeah.
All right, and make sure we can try to get a little close to the mic.
Absolutely excellent.
All right, absolutely excellent. See, that's why I want Ali to do this. Yusuf last week, he was just chilling. Ali, I know he's going to be on top of his game. And besides, if he don't talk, he's going to talk through his the apps, all right, the sound effects. So, Zach, Big General, welcome back. What's good? Fans out there want to know what's up with you. Everything good, Zach?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Big General, by the way, we got Ramsey Ali here this week. Now he's in charge of the camera. He's zooming in on people. Appreciate you, Ramsey, for being here. You can shout out anything you want to say. You want to say something to us, just throw it out there. It might even get picked up from the microphones from where you're at. So anything good, Rams? All right, well, Ramsey now is a 7th grader, by the way. He was not here last week, but he is here this week. So this is how kind of show rolls. Hamza T's here and back. Any quick something you want to say to the fans out there that are watching?
I appreciate all you guys watching from home last week. All my friends watched it. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to them, they always, saying everything to me. They appreciate all the good news, man. I'm trying to make you guys smile. I'm the best buddy. Remember that.
All right, so let me ask you this. Was there any feedback that you got from your friends out there? What did they say? Because remember, hey, we're open to any kind of feedback. Of course, we want to improve this show. Like I said, you're going to grow with us, inshallah. That's the plan. Y'all need to understand something. This is not, I was telling Kareem this, our cousin Kareem. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. I don't plan on doing this for a month and then we stop. And this is something that, Ramsey might end up being the guy on this show over the years. And, I want to keep this going. So this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. So we definitely are open up to any kind of conversation or any kind of advice that you want to give us. So Hamza, what did you hear from your friends?
So all of them said good things. They're talking about the movement is very good. They're making me laugh and all that. They probably laughed a bunch of times. That's what they told me.
So they don't even know. They don't even know that we're just getting started.
Yeah, man.
They don't know that we're just getting started because we're gonna have some fun. I started to think about it today. I was like, man, we could do a roast on each other. Everybody comes up with 2 jokes about each other. We could do bars. Who got the best bars? 6, 8 lines. And then we have the crowd tell us who had the best bars. You know what I'm saying? But we pick a topic a week and come up with 8 lines about it. Who has the best bars? Bars of the week. You know what I'm saying? We could do a lot of things. But before we do that, Ali Abdullah, welcome back. Anything you want to say out there for the people that are watching or eventually be watching?
No.
No? You got nothing?
Yeah.
What do you got? Can we get something then?
Got you.
Something out of you? Can we get a laugh? That crazy laugh? There you go. That's what I gotta say about Ali. So before we continue, before we start the show, I do want to give a shout out, obviously, to our sponsors of the week. And our two sponsors today is Hanley International Academy and BC Adhesives. The way I'll be doing this show is I'll be starting off with a sponsor and then I'll be ending off with one of our sponsors. So, since today is about welcome back to school and all about school, I'm going to start off with Hanley International Academy, the school that all these boys graduated from, or at least promoted from. I don't know if it's called graduation in 8th grade, but promoted from to high school. Their location is 2400 Denton Street, Hamtramck, Michigan. Their number is 313-875-8888. They're not only a sponsor of the movement, but also the sponsor of the Fantasy Guys Sunday edition. Hanley is a school that treats every student and staff like their own family. It's even in their vision statement, educating your child like our own. I work there. You know, the athletics is great. Academics is great. Our first week of school was amazing. Everybody was in a positive attitude. Of course, you know, you still had your first week of school hiccups every now and then, but overall it was great. I've seen that you visited Hanley to say hello to your teachers. Shout out to TRG. That's the group that owns Hanley International Academy. Shout out to the whole admin staff and just the staff in general. Everybody there. Love working there. So how was it visiting your old school, man? You're a senior now, man.
Yeah, looking back at it, it was crazy because, first of all, they all looked at me like, wow,
You're tall.
I'm a senior, tall. I got that a lot, man. But, yeah, just seeing their faces just brought a lot of flashbacks, a lot of good memories, and it was great.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, you gotta know when it's time to hit something, all right? Because I need you to know that when he says something like that, we gotta like, you with the right sound effect, you can have people cracking up. You know what I'm saying? I know you're just still searching. This is Ali's first time doing this, so he's still looking through them all and seeing which ones he wants to start using or not. But yeah, Miss Patterson came up to us and told us like, man, I can't believe how tall Yusuf's gotten. And then she said, I can't believe how Big General has gotten as well. You know what I'm saying? So Big General, were you there with Yusuf or no? Alright, yeah, because I was going to make up something anyway. So, let's get this show on the road, alright? People are here to listen to us talk about topics. And like I said, today's topics we have is about school, 9/11, Freshman Friday, and then some of our top teachers of all time. So, first and
Freshman
foremost,
Friday.
it was the first week of school. But we ain't going to get into Freshman Friday yet. So, how does it feel, Pete, to be back? You know, how was your first weeks of school? I know this was your second week of school, but you kind of got a, you know, different. So I'm going to start off with you, Hamza, since this is your second week of school. How was it? You know, was second week more better than the first week?
So honestly, to me, it was all the same thing. I mean, I was always comfortable. You know, when I started, all my friends are there. Everybody's normal. Like, we've been seeing each other in the summer and all that. We've been hanging out, going to the gym, lifting weights. Of course, like, challenging each other. You know, I'm always on top of that.
Oh, come on!
There you go.
But yeah, other than that, that's really it.
Wait, is yours all in person or online too?
So it's all in person, but like we have like classes that are on computers if you want to do that. You know,
Okay.
and that's basically for smart people that they don't really need a teacher teaching them something, so they just do it by themselves.
Okay. Can you pull your thing back off of that? I feel like it's like pushing down on the microphone and it shouldn't be pushing down that much on it. But thank you, Hamza, for sharing. I appreciate it. Moving on to now Ali Abdullah. First week at Cass Tech. Man, big school. I haven't even been in there before, but I know I can tell from the outside it's a very big school. So how was it? You feel like a freshman all over again, huh?
It's a very huge school. Okay, so the first week, well, my first day, I got lost. Okay, there's like a whole bunch of stairs, and right. Okay, so look, let me get to the point.
Yeah, go ahead. You can tell the story.
So basically,
Right.
you know, we got there early. I was just looking around, and then it was time to go to class. So I went up, I was looking at the signs like, where's the stairs? So I just went to the stairs like all the way on the left side, and then my first class was on the 6th floor.
Okay.
So we'll go all the way up. Yeah, it's a good exercise. But yeah, I go all the way up.
Is that the highest floor at Cass Tech, or is there more?
Yeah,
There's 6 at the highest.
Yeah,
Six the highest?
6 floors.
yeah, there's 7 in total. But like no, it starts like 1 from the bottom. I don't know why it stops at like 6th floor at the top. But yeah, I got there at the 6th floor and then there was no handles, so I had to go all the way back down and.
No handles.
Like on the
Yeah,
door, you can't
yeah.
open the door.
You can't
There's 6.
couldn't open the door.
Why?
I don't know.
No, I realized that too my first day. I went up the same stairs, and there's 2 different sets of stairs. So I went on the wrong stairs to the 6th floor, and they had no handles. So I had to walk all the way down the hallway back to the other side
Yep.
on the 6th
So
floor.
I'm guessing that those are the doors you come out from.
Yeah.
So you gotta go to another side to go into the doors.
Yeah, you don't just.
You gotta speak up.
I did not mean to do that.
Alright, it's alright, but continue on. So basically, how was it overall though? I mean, you talked about being lost. How was it though? your
Overall,
experience?
it was pretty cool. I got to meet familiar faces from virtual. And
How about Hanley students? Any former Hanley students?
Yeah, I met Fuad, Hussein, and Ahmed El Hager.
Alright, there you go. Do you have any classes with them or no?
Yeah, with Fuad, one of them.
Alright. Awesome. We're going to get into classes. We're going to get into subjects later. Yusuf Thabit, same thing goes with you. Even though you're a senior, this is your first time going to school in Cass Tech. So how was it like for you, man?
It was great. I've seen a lot of familiar faces. That's what I expected. I've already made a lot of connections with the teachers. Because actually seeing their teachers' faces, you could already make good connections. It could help you with the grades and stuff. So, I mean, it was great. Seeing my coach, head coach for the baseball team.
How is he doing, man? Coach Jackson, he's the man, by the way. Shout out to Coach Melvin Jackson. Great guy, man. Great man.
Great guy. Great coach. And, yeah, man, the classes, it was similar. It was a little struggle the first day, but then the second day when I went there, I kind of got the hang of it. And, yeah, man, it was great.
Awesome.
In person is much better.
Much better?
Yeah.
You like the experience? You like the vibes and everything?
Yes.
Zechariah Thabit. First of all, how many flights of stairs did you have to... Flights of stairs did you have to...
Just 3.
Just 3? How's your class? How was the first week of school, man?
It was good, you know what I'm saying? All the teachers, I'm already their favorite student. You know, that's it.
I heard you have Miss... Do you have Miss Madden?
You
Yeah.
ugly.
Yeah, what is she...
Ugly, and your mother ugly,
All
and your
right.
sister ugly. You just plain old ugly.
Yeah,
How's Miss Madden?
she's good.
She's good. What is she... I mean, did she talk? Did she say
yeah,
anything?
She's my seminar, so she doesn't teach us nothing.
Okay.
Oh,
She
she's
just,
okay.
we're just in her class. She tells us about like the school and stuff. That's it.
Okay, and for those that didn't watch last week's show, Zach is at Hamtramck High School. We got 2 Cass Tech students, and then we have a Frontier International Academy Knights student right here. Why are you smirking when I point at you, Hans? He's ready to laugh at any point, man. So if you have a good joke, what is that? Go ahead, hit us with it again.
You are an idiot.
Oh, okay. Which one? Okay. All right. So that's their first week of school. You know, like I said, for us, Hanley, typical stuff. First week for me is just going over all my routines and rules. So for those that don't know, I'm a PE teacher and athletic director too. So I am in the building as well when it comes to schools. Yep, that's money right there. So I appreciate that. But that was our experience with the first week of school. So now let's go into subjects. You know, y'all been in the class now for a week, or for Hamza 2 weeks. What is your favorite subject, and what is looking like your least favorite subject going into this year? I'm gonna start off with Ali right here, man. What's your favorite subject going into this year? Can't be yawning on the show. It's one of my can't do lists, but it's okay.
My bad. My favorite subject is... I don't know, I used to like math.
This
But-
year, from the first week that you had, what are you kind of like thinking is like, okay, this is gonna be my favorite class?
I don't even know. I don't know. Because I used to like math, and then like when the pandemic hit and we were online, it just made it harder, and then I was like, I gave up on math. So then, but my least favorite subject is science.
Okay,
Science.
math.
I don't like science.
Are you in geometry classes here?
Yeah.
Good luck, sir.
What type of science? Is it biology or?
Yeah, biology.
Okay.
Good luck, because it was actually geometry that made me start to like not like math. So if you're already starting to feel that way, all I have to say is good luck. Just get good grades, try your
Geometry.
best. Yeah, I'm not a big geometry guy. I wasn't. I hated geometry. No offense to the teachers that I had too, but they were not great geometry teachers. So at the end of the day, it made me not start. That was the beginning of me, because I used to love math, but that was the beginning of me not liking math too much. So Yusuf, what's your favorite subject going into this year and least favorite subject going into this year?
My favorite subject, it has to be environmental science, because it's a lot of hands-on activities, and I love the aspect of nature and science and experiments and making things. So, and I also have a nice teacher for that as well. So saying environmental science is so far my best subject. And the least subject, I know it's gonna give me the most like thinking, and it's probably gonna be calculus, my math class, because that's tough. That's like higher, and there's gonna be a lot of thinking, a lot of focusing on that class, and I know it's gonna be a hard time. So that's the only problem.
The environmental science, give us an example of something that you're going to be doing in that class that they already talked about.
She has a green room, and so we're gonna like be planting plants. We're gonna be like making a lot of different. It's things for the nature and outside. A lot of things just to make it so. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of hands-on. Like I said, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna have the most fun with that.
Awesome. Zach, I'm gonna move on to you. As a freshman at Hamtramck High School, what's your favorite class that you look forward to and the least favorite? I'm assuming you have gym your freshman year, right?
Is gym a subject?
Yeah.
Gym, I like gym. It's my worst. And I like world history too. My last car.
Is Coach Mullen still the guy?
Yeah.
Did he talk to you?
Yep, and he already knows I'm the best Thabit, best hooper, best.
What did he say about me?
Nothing. He definitely said nothing. I know Coach Mullen,
Yeah.
but that's what's up.
And then my least, I think, English. Fourth hour, that's it.
What's fourth hour? English?
Yeah, I think so.
Who's your teacher?
Miss T-Boy.
Okay.
Oh, she's
But
nice.
she's about to leave right
She's
now.
nice.
She's about to leave because she's pregnant. So
Okay.
this league was the last week.
All right. So you got English, and then we got gym. Those gym favorite, English least. Hamza T. What we looking at with you, Hamza T? What you got?
So it's tied for my like favorite subjects. So it's either physics or coding classes. Like those two, I do very good in both. Like very easy as well. And my least favorite subject, obviously, probably a lot of people's subject is probably math. So I have algebra 2, and I've like that's the only bad grades I've been getting. Well, not bad grades, but below average. I used to get all A's. Hanley, I had very good maths grade, but ever since high school, it went downhill. It's a whole other level. Algebra's a whole other level,
Hold on, before you do that, we got two science guys.
You are a huge nerd.
There you go. All right, I already know where I was going with this. All right, but no, in all seriousness, that's good. I'm happy that you guys are figuring it out and trying to see which classes you guys like the most, which classes you like the least. So, anybody want to add on to anything like that? First week of school, how the classes are going, anything? Because we can keep the ball rolling. All right, Ramsey, you in the back. What's going on? You're first year in middle school, first year moving around class to class, that is, because you had one teacher the whole time. So, which class? You see all of them, or are you in honors again?
I see all of them.
You see all of them? Okay. So, who is your? By the way, I don't know if y'all can hear, but he basically said you can see all of them. So, right now, favorite class you look forward to, Ramsey? Why don't you come over here a little bit so they could probably hear you more and speak up a little loud.
Probably math.
Math?
Yeah.
Okay. So, math is Miss Miller.
Miss Moore.
Oh, Miss Moore. Okay.
Moore.
So Miss Moore is teaching math.
Seventh
Wasn't
grade.
she a sixth grade teacher?
No, she was. Man, they switch it up every time. Miss Folk is an assistant principal now.
Yeah, that's what she
Yeah.
told me. Miss Kent
No
told
way.
me.
Yeah, Miss Kant is the instructional coach. So basically, she helps out with if anybody has a hard time teaching or material. That's Miss Kant's job, and then Miss Folk now is an
Top
assistant
three.
principal. And we're gonna go on our top 3 list for sure. And yeah, still Dunn and McGregor. I think Miss Njiku kind of just gonna be looking over all of the online stuff for TRG, like about 4 or 5 schools. She's gonna be like the online person, making sure everything is good. All right. So there you go. We got our first week of school. We got our favorite subject out of the way. Now it's time for Freshman Friday. So what I want to do now is I want all of you to share your experiences of Freshman Friday, and whatever it may be. If it was nothing, it was nothing. If y'all seen somebody get beat up or seen somebody get tossed in a trash can or something like that, share that. And then we'll go from there. And I'm definitely going to share my Freshman Friday experience, which was very hilarious looking back at it. But we're going to now start off with the freshmen. Let's start off with the freshmen on this one. So Freshman Friday, Zach, you just had it yesterday. Because remember, we're live on Saturday. That's why I didn't hear it yawning. We posted on Mondays at 7 o'clock p.m. on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify podcasts. But we are officially recording on Saturday morning. So if you ever want to call in, call us between 11 and 12 o'clock. The number, I have to get it on here on my on my computer. And the number exactly for calling us in is 313-306-1750. 313-306-1750. We usually record between 11 and 12 o'clock. If you call that number, you can talk to us, and we can enjoy a conversation and laugh and see where we're at from there. All right? So, Zach, how is your Freshman Friday? How was your first Freshman Friday, or only Freshman Friday?
Freshman Friday was they ain't touched me. Since Monday, they're telling me They're gonna beat me up. I was scared. I was scared. And then Friday came. As soon as the first hour walked in, they made an announcement like don't touch freshmen and all that. If you touch them, we getting suspended, and they're gonna have police outside. And then nothing happened second hour, nothing happened third, nothing happened fourth. And then we went to gym, and then gym finished, and we came out, and all I seen was so. I told the gators coming, grabbed me, cheese negging me. They tried to put me in the locker. I didn't play.
Stop touching the mic. Stop touching the mic. But
I didn't fit in the locker. That's all I was good. And that's it.
you didn't fit in the locker, so you got tossed in the lockers, eh? Yeah. Okay. All right. That's funny. That's funny. But there you go. That is his Freshman Friday story. Yusuf, you're a senior now, but
Yeah. I still remember.
Do you remember your Freshman Friday
Oh,
story?
100%.
So go ahead. What was your story about Freshman Friday?
All right, before I say it, Monday, the first week, I've already gotten a lot of, talks about Freshman Friday. I remember driving home, they're like, can't wait to see you Friday. I'm like, what do you mean by that? And then they're saying Friday's a big day. But my thing is, when it was Friday, literally the whole day, I try to stay away. Like during lunchtime, I try to sit with people I know and not people that will like mess me up. And then I was good the whole day. And incoming, like it was the last hour. Usually Ahmed Thabit, he takes me home. So I'm like, all right, just take me home, man. And he said, I got you. You're my cousin. Nobody's going to touch you. So I go in the car with him. And then he takes me to the pharmacy, Infinity Drugs Pharmacy. And I'm like, why'd you take me here? And he was like, Muhammad is going to take you home. My brother, Moti. So I went there, sat down in the pharmacy waiting for like a couple 10 minutes. I told Muhammad, my brother, when am I going to go home? He said, wait, let me do these medicine real quick. So I waited, and then I look out the window, and I see a car full of 5 seniors or 6 seniors come out. I'm like, what are you guys doing? And then they both... Yeah, that's what I said in my head. And then they literally came to the pharmacy. They spoke with me. First thing they said was, get up. Because I was sitting down in the chair. I'm like, what do you mean, get up, man? It was Hani Shoop, one of them, I remember. And then it was Ahmed Thab and his friends. So, and I look at Muhammad, my brother, and I see him with the phone up recording. I swear.
Get him!
Get him. Like, and then all of a sudden they all come at me, get me out the store. And
They pulled you out.
they pulled me out, and there's
Tall, lanky Yusuf, by the way, mashallah. Pulled him out,
and
got you out of the store, and then started jumping you.
Yeah, outside.
There you, that's perfect timing. See, I just mastering it, Hamza. You better watch out. Listen, I got rankings of who the fans like right now. I'm not going to expose those rankings to the end of the month. But Hamza and Ali, y'all better battle it out, alright? Anyways, Freshman Friday, those are funny stories. Ali, what's your Freshman Friday story, man? Do you have any, actually?
I was getting bullied online. It's like, no.
Oh yeah, you're online. Oh man,
he's online,
I forgot. You were online on Freshman Friday.
I don't think they have Freshman Friday anyway at Cass Tech. I heard.
They do, surprisingly.
Bro, Freshman Friday, it's not like it's like a... I mean, listen, as long as people ain't doing nothing that's like actually gonna harm somebody,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like, even if it doesn't happen in the school, it can happen outside of the school.
Yeah, you're right.
But anyways, you were online, so unfortunately, you don't really have a story for Freshman Friday. How about you, Hamza T? What's your story about Freshman Friday?
So like Frontier is like kind of like they don't like that, but
No school likes that. Nobody wants to
Yeah.
see their students get hands on them or anything like that.
But like they don't call me Big Hams for no reason. Like, on Friday, every Friday I was clean. Every senior, junior, sophomore, they all looked at me like, you know what? I respect you. You have Big in here.
There you go.
So they knew I had Big Hams in my name. So like, you know what? All right, I got you, man. And then sometimes I was acting like I was a junior or senior, and I used to bully some kids too. Like, not really bully, I just laugh them up,
And no bullying, by the way. We don't endorse
Yeah,
bullying, by the
not
way.
bullying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no bummer.
Don't bully kids in school, But other than that, yeah, I used to act like I was bigger than everybody, act like I was a junior. All my friends exposed me, but guess what? They don't do anything,
Nothing happened?
Yeah, nothing happened.
Alright, so there you go. That's our Freshman Friday story. Now I'm going to go over my Freshman Friday story, man, because this is a 2-part story, okay? So how it can go from, like, funny and then how it can go from funny to too serious, okay? So my Freshman Friday story, me and my buddies, we had a lot of older siblings. Moti just graduated the year before, so all his friends from junior year are now seniors. When I walked in the freshman year, like they all know Moti, so they all knew me. And I had friends like Wadir, who had a big brother that was a senior. I had Mohammed El Gahim, I had Haylan, who has big brother Shoop. Like all of them are in the same circle. Those seniors and the people that just graduated were all close together. So they told us to our face, we're gonna whoop your, you know what. Like they told us all of that. And the funny, crazy thing is that we had a lunch that was with all of them. I don't know how it works now, but everybody's mixed during lunch. So, we had a lunch with all the seniors, and we were freshmen. And the day of Freshman Friday, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was scared as heck. We were sitting at lunchtime. I remember lunchtime that day. We're laughing. We're trying to see like if they're joking, and they were not looking at us. They were not even showing us any eye contact. So we're sitting there like, yo, they about to come after us. Like we're talking to each other. There was 4 of us at the table. Like, dude, they're gonna come after us. Like, and they made announcements. The principals made threats. They said what they had to say, and I'm like, dude, are they really about to do this? And then we're looking at them, and when you throw your trash away, it's about to be time to go. So we throw our trash away, and we're sitting down looking at each other, and we're looking at them from the other table. Is that me that's moving, that's messing up the shirt? Yeah, I gotta stop moving. So we're looking at them from the other table, and they make a look at us, and they're smiling. Like, they're about to come after us. So long story short, as soon as the bell rung, we ran. Wallah, full speed. Ran. Just ran. Our class was all the way in downstairs in the basement, downstairs at the bottom floor on the left-hand side. So we full speed jetted. And when you're running, you'd be like, let me see if they actually running after us. We turned around, and I left to you guys, there was like 15 of them full speed. Hey, I got to the stairs, all of a sudden I see my pants are going in the air. Full on wedgie, I'm in the area, Ali hanging in the air, they're pulling my pants. Next thing you know, I'm watching Wadir getting stomped. I see Mohammed El Gahim getting tossed in the trash can. I see Haylan getting thrown in the lockers. Literally for like a good minute or two, which is a long time in the hallway, and in the middle of everybody, they threw us in the trash. They stomped us, all playfully, but threw us in the trash, stomped us, tried to throw us in the lockers. We're like, beating us up in a way where it was like, soft punches, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot of them. And like, looking back at it, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, you kind of feel cool in a little bit because, the guys come after you, but at the same time, like, it was embarrassing the way that they had, I'm not gonna lie to you, they gave us the wedgie and everything. So it was funny, but the one person that got away was Mohammed Zindani, my buddy Moziu, So he got away with it. And they kept on saying, but remember, at that moment, he was playing football. So we had a Saturday practice that day, the next day, Saturday morning practice. So then after practice, we used to walk from Keyworth back to the community center because all our stuff was there. So they used to make us always walk together as a team. And he ran after practice ended. He ran, and one of the people chased after him. Like, you thought you was going to go. One of the people chased after him, and by the time he got to his house, which is kind of on the route to school, back to Hamtramck High School Community Center, they got him. They got him. They got a hold of him.
Bomber.
His brother came out. His brother came out, and it was a big old argument, and then they got in each other's face. He was like, don't be touching my brother, blah, blah, blah. It was like an awkward moment because it was more of like a funny thing that kind of took serious. So kind of just telling you how those things can like go for a bad turn. But Freshman Friday, very funny. Fadah Saleh, Abdi, Sharif, all those 07, 08 dudes, man. I'm not going to lie to you. They made it fun, but also it was definitely an embarrassing moment. But I'm not saying that it should happen. I am a teacher now, and I'm from the other side now where I try to, like, avoid it because that stuff does happen. You got some people that don't want that, like, don't want to be a part of it, and they can be upset about it. And, so that's just kind of how it is, and that's kind of why I wanted to share that. And so we're going to keep it moving. Believe it or not, we're already 30 minutes into the show. That's how fast time be flying. Ali, why are you looking like that? You all right over here, man?
Yeah.
Everything good? We still got you alive on the show right now?
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, that's how Freshman Friday kind of went at Hamtramck High School my freshman year. We are now going to move on from something that is something that was more of like a funny, thing to more of something that's kind of more serious, and that is September 11th to 9/11. That is 9/11. We are going to now talk about that because it's very important for us to talk about stuff that is happening in our world. I know this happened literally 20 years ago till this date because it is Saturday, September 11th today. Like I said, we posted on Mondays, but today's date is Saturday, September 11th. So 20 years ago from today, something tragic happened in the United States of America. Before I let you guys share your experience, I know you weren't born. None of these guys were born when that happened. So that's what's crazy is that, now we have people that are adults that weren't born at that time because it happened 20 years ago. So I just want to share some facts about September 11, 2001. Basically, it was the most tragic terrorist attack incident happening on U.S. soil. It was the most deaths that ever happened on U.S. soil that was not war related. And yeah, man, it was basically what happened was 19 men hijacked 4 fuel-loaded U.S. commercial airplanes bound for West Coast destinations. A total of 2,977 people were killed in New York City, Washington, D.C., and outside of Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Okay? That last one, the Pennsylvania one, so basically 2 airplanes hit the Twin Towers because there was 2 towers. The third one hit the Pentagon. And the fourth one, from what I heard, this is all rumors because you never know because it crashed in Pennsylvania and landed like in an open field. But it was going towards the White House from what the rumors were saying. Okay? So, when that happened, obviously, the world was in shock. But I'm going to tell my story, but I just kind of want to ask you from what y'all have heard and stuff like that. So we haven't started with you yet, Yusuf, so I'm going to go with you first, basically.
Like you said, I wasn't born I was born in 2004. So, but I've heard a lot of stories from my household of what they did when they first got the news. So, my mom, she told me that she was watching the news normal. I think you were in school at the time?
Everybody was in school.
Yeah, you were in school. So
like our siblings, that is.
Yeah, my brothers and sisters. But my mom was she was watching the news, and she just was in shock. Like you said, she just kept watching it for I think it started around 8 o'clock in the morning until 1 o'clock, probably longer, but she just told me that she was in shock the whole day, and ever since then, things got tighter.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say.
There you go. We're going to move on to Zach now. Just going to go around like this. Zach, what is your experience and what you've heard, and how have things been since then, too, by the way?
I wasn't born, like you said, but I just heard stories, and I heard it was, really bad. I was happy I wasn't born at that time, but that's it.
Okay. Hamza T?
So I actually visited all the crash sites of the planes. So, and obviously none of us were born that time, so it really didn't affect us that much. But family members, they were all shocked and all that. But when we went to Washington D.C., we visited the one Pennsylvania. We sat in the area and we heard also the calls from the passengers on the plane as well. That was very sad and depressing as well.
What was some of the stuff that was being said? Do you remember?
Yeah, I actually remember a lot. I just heard one yesterday.
Before we continue, by the way, I just wanted to let you know. So what he's saying is Hanley International Academy, by the way. Another shout out to Hanley. Takes their students, 8th grade students, on a Washington, D.C. trip every single year. Zach is shaking his head because he did not get allowed to go, even Ali, because COVID hit for both of these guys, unfortunately. But these 2 guys did get a chance to go. Hamza's class was actually the last class to go, if I am correct. So, so they take them on a trip to D.C. and they experience everything. So go ahead, now continue on.
Yeah, so the phone calls, basically all of them were talking about either wives or their husbands, moms, dads, all that, telling them they love their kids. The last phone calls to their family members and all that. It was just very sad. And then we also went to New York. The Twin Towers, also visited that. Also, just the 2 towers, but it's not even built anymore. It's just on the
ground
floor,
zero. They call it ground zero.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's very depressing when I heard the phone call. It's very sad. It's very sad. Shout out to all those families. I feel bad for them.
Yeah, for sure. Ali, Abdullah. I'm gonna get into detail after all you guys. So Ali, Abdullah, what has your experience been? Anything like that?
9/11 happened 2 decades ago, right? Yeah. Yeah.
A decade. Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
2 decades.
Yeah, 10 years. Okay. From what I heard, it was obviously a very sad moment. Almost 3,000 people died, And a lot of people didn't know, like, even the like firefighters and policemen that survived, they still had lung cancer, and a lot of them died to the smoke.
Yeah.
And when I heard about that, that was kind of crazy too. And yeah.
No, you guys all brought up some great points. So the couple things that I want to touch on. First of all, the people that died. You know, I want to send the condolences to those people because that's something they woke up that morning never expecting for those situations to happen. It's kind of chilling. And listen, there's a lot of conspiracies behind it, and I'm never going to get into that. What I'm going to focus on, because this is what I want to, there's two things I want to focus on. The people that passed away that day, because that's real. And then the second thing is what has happened since then, because this has also been real. Both of those things have been real. So, first of all, send my condolences to all the family members who passed away. There were firefighters, there were police officers, there were public city workers that sacrificed their lives. Rather, if they didn't pass that day, eventually over time, through lung cancer, through traumatic experience, like they probably seen bodies that were shattered and they're over there cleaning up. Like that stuff sticks with you for the rest of your life. So, definitely want to send my condolences to all those people. Pay our respects for those people that put their lives on the line so that we could be living today freely. There's a famous saying, freedom is never free. You know, freedom is never free. You know, we live this way because of other people sacrificing their lives for us to live this way. And we should appreciate being in this country as well, and because we have opportunities here that we won't have anywhere. But with all that said, seeing people jump out of the buildings, like this is 60, 70-story buildings. This is stuff that if you told me to stand on top of my house and jump, I would be too scared to do it. Like this is stuff where you probably can't even see where you're gonna land if you jumped, because that's how high you are. Like you don't know.
Smoke and debris on the ground.
Yeah, there's smoke and debris on the ground. You're not able to see anything. So your option is there. Unfortunately, it's like almost asking yourself, how do you want to go? Do you want to go
like an instant or just burn?
Yeah, and that's scary. It's scary, man. I hope no one is ever put in that predicament ever in their lives. Very sad, but. What has happened since then? So what people don't understand, and there's people out there that like wonder, like what are the, I'm sure they do, but I feel like it's not talked about enough. It's like, what do the Arabic people have to say about it? What do the Muslim people have to say about it? Because obviously we figured it out later, according to the news, that it was Osama bin Laden. They took responsibility for the attacks, who happened to be Muslim, who happened to be Arabic people. You know, so. From there on, once that news came out, so going back to that day, I remember that day. I was a fourth grader. It was around, so the first plane hit at 8:46. So it was probably like around 8:55 that my fourth grade teacher like left the classroom, and then she came back on the cart. So back then we used to have cart and TVs on the cart, you know. She came back with a TV on the car, and then she told us like, what you're about to see is something that I hope that you don't ever have to see ever again in your life. And by the way, they're fourth graders. They would never do this now with the fourth grade class. I'm sure they won't show somebody this. But she didn't know. Like, this is all shock. Everybody was in shock. Nobody knew what was happening. Nobody knew. Like, this just threw everybody off. Like, it was just a random day. Think about just waking up one day and all this was just happening. It's not like this was something, like, we didn't even know there was tensions. Like, there was tensions going on where we thought some attack was coming. Like, right now, if something were to happen, Allah Aqad, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least we'd know, like, dude, there's been a lot of problems happening everywhere. Like, at that time, man, like, we woke up like it was a normal day. It was just the beginning of school, first week, second week of school, you know? So we're still fresh and, you know, coming back to school. And she was crying. She showed us the TV, and that's when the second plane hit. It was, like, literally, like, at 9:04. As the first plane was burning, there's a news reporter talking, and then in the background you see an airplane crash into the second building. And that's when my teacher then screamed, crying, and then 10 minutes later, Mr. Nichai, who was the superintendent for Hampshire Public Schools, just retired a couple years ago, was the current principal at Dickinson East Elementary. He made the announcement, said everybody goes home. This was weird, like everybody goes home, because nobody knew like what's happening. Like America was under attack. That was the famous line. America is under attack. America is under attack. And so I remember walking home because we lived very close to Dickinson East. Like you said, going home, my mom, everybody was in shock. So it was all news to us, breaking news. But what has happened since then? You know, things have changed for us, especially the Muslim people and stuff like that. Like, you know, we We are under scrutiny. The word terrorist now is associated with Muslims. You know, when you go to a place that is not familiar with Muslims, you'll start to see racism occur. And I'm not saying this is to everyone, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I've had some amazing experiences with many different cultures who are very open-minded. And again, this is 20 years ago, so this has given time people to learn about our culture and our religion. But overall, though, it has changed a lot. You know, security checks at the airports, security checks everywhere, let alone airports. And so this is why, you know, when we share our experiences, you know, all this is involved. And so we don't ever forget either, the Muslim people as well, because, you know, we definitely grieve with the people that passed away, you know, no matter who you are. You know, we don't want to see that ever happening. But also what has happened since then, you know, our lives have changed, you know, being Muslims in America. That's why I came out with the book, Life Behind the Scenes. Just going to throw out there the book shout out as well. But never forget September 11th. That's kind of our chat. Does anybody want to add anything else to that? Nothing else?
I just heard like before 9/11, like airports, anybody can walk in, see the airplanes, no security.
I know, don't say no
minimal
security. There's always
security.
TSA. There's always going to be security at the airplanes. Like, they're not going to just let anybody. But there are never so many checks to the airport. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't have to go through so much security checks. Maybe you just had to push your things inside of there. You know how you used to have to walk through? Before, you should just put your things in there and then go. You know, now you got to walk through, and now they, you know, check you. And now they even have a random checking line, which is a whole other thing, another story, because that one, I feel like, was almost made for Muslims. You know what I'm saying? Because it's literally called random checking. So if they feel like you're random, they put you in a specific line that literally has
Sometimes
you going.
they even take you to a room.
Yeah, and they even take it to a room. Like, now, if you have a certain amount of money, you can't even put money in your luggage. There's a certain amount that you can't pass. If you start to have more, they put you in a room and you have to explain yourself. A lot of things have changed, like I said. So, you know, I don't gotta sit here and keep going back to that, but we could definitely get into detail about that another time. And now, before we move on to our last final topic, which is our top 3 teachers, so be ready for that one. Our next sponsor is BC Adhesives. They were the sponsor of the week last week. On my post, what did I write, Yusuf? I know you've seen my post, Yusuf, because you liked it. On the bottom, who did I say is the glue of the game, the player of the day? Who will it be, Yusuf David? On Instagram?
Oh, for what?
My BC Adhesives post that I did, you know, sponsor ad of the week. Then I was like, today is the first day of Thursday Night Football.
Oh, yeah, you said Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. All right, Tom Brady was my guy. Are we rewinding it? Tom Brady. All right, I gotta say it again. But shout out to BC Adhesives. They are our sponsor today. They are located in Franklin, Wisconsin. You can go to BC Adhesives for all of your industrial and adhesives needs. They do food packaging, book binding, product assembly, and many other industrial services. If you're in need of adhesives for your business or are having trouble with your current adhesive application, you can contact them by phone, which their number is 1-888-679-9825, or go to their website, which is www.bcadhesives.com. Shout out to Matt and Terry Cassidy, those guys right there, man. I tell you, everybody needs a friend and a pops like Matt and Terry Cassidy. And then you got Ed and Jake as well. Ed and Terry Cassidy are part shared owners of BC Adhesives. That company shot off. I have so much respect, so many awards over there that they've won quietly and humbly. So thank you guys for the sponsorship as well. And so now moving on to our top 3 teachers of all time. All right, so everybody already started off a question. So now we're going to go back to the beginning. So remember, all time could be kindergarten all the way up until your junior year now, Hamza. So top 3 teachers of all time. Who is it? And you can even tell us why.
So I'm just going off based off of what I remember, like the experience that I had with teachers. So obviously I'm start off with Hanley. I have 2 teachers in my top 3. So it's Miss Patterson and Miss Folk. Shout out to them, like one of my favorite teachers in all of middle school. They taught me well. Miss Folk, very good reading teacher. I learned a lot with her. Miss Patterson, very good history teacher as well. Like, I learned a lot of good things. I even learned things that I already learned in middle school and high school that I already like learned. So I'm getting ahead of that. So those are my top two, and then I have one more, which is in Frontier, my new school. Is Mr. Tangway. He's a very chill teacher, very good teacher. Like he used to we had him online. If we had him in school, we would way better. But just like exactly like reading, writing as well. That's really it. English teacher actually, like it's mainly English, but this is a very chill teacher though.
Awesome.
Absolutely excellent.
There we go. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. All right, Ali Abdullah, your top 3 teachers of all time. You are now a sophomore in high school, so.
First, my middle school teacher, my 6th grade middle school teacher, Ms. Blackear. She was funny as heck. She knew the times when to joke and crack up. She was also a great teacher too. But yeah, after 6th grade, when I went to 7th grade, when I went to 8th grade, she doesn't work. I think she went to a different school. But yeah, and Miss Folk, like Hamza said, she was a great reading teacher, taught me a lot. And I forgot her name, elementary. She was my 4th grade teacher.
Yeah, I mean
Miss Keith?
Yeah,
Miss Keith, yeah. Miss Keith was great.
Oh man, I gotta let my wife know. You give Miss Keith a shout out. Hamza, I'm alert. Oh, Miss Keith. If she ends up watching.
Miss Keith is actually a very good teacher. I just
But we had to go with top 3.
Exactly.
Is she at 4?
No, she's like if I knew if I was like around that time middle school, I would actually include her in the top 3. It's just I forgot a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Like my memory is very bad. In the elementary, but.
Alright, that's all I gotta say. That's what Miss Keith is thinking right now while you're talking, Hamza. That's what she's thinking.
No, Miss Keith's a very good teacher.
Alright, there you go. Yeah, so you had Miss Miss Blackear, Miss Keith, and who's the third one?
Miss Folk.
I already said.
Oh, Miss Folk?
Yeah, Miss Folk
And then
Miss Keith.
Miss Keith, she's a great teacher. Birthday twins. Yeah, and I remember the day where she got me a bat.
Baseball bat?
Yeah, it was very nice of her.
Do you still have that bat?
No, I don't. I just always said.
Alright, but so your top 3 was Miss Blackear, Folk, and Keith.
Yes.
Alright, so far we got 2 folks. Zach, I'm gonna move on to you. Top 3 teachers.
Number 1 is Miss Blackear. I had the most funnest in her class.
Most fun?
Funnest.
Funnest is not a word, so if you say Miss Folk, we're gonna know that you weren't paying attention in her class, but go ahead.
But she's a good teacher too. If you want to learn the best way possible and the easiest way possible, she's a great teacher for that.
Alright.
And then second, Miss Kent. Miss Kent was very nice, and we did a lot of stuff in her class. And that was my first year at Hanley too. And then last, Miss Folk had a good class.
Didn't you say Miss Folk first? What was your first one?
Miss Blackear.
Oh, so you got Blackear, Kent, and Folk. So far we got 3 folks, 2 Blackears, and now Yusuf is now his top 3 teachers of all time. He's a senior now, so,
Yeah, so
he pretty much got all of them.
I'm gonna break it down to elementary, middle school, and high school. So elementary, probably still number 1. I gotta go with Miss Mayberry.
That's a good one.
Miss Mayberry, she's.
I was like, no, I'm joking.
You know Miss Mayberry. Don't do that. Miss Mayberry gonna end up calling you, and I'm telling you, she don't play.
Yeah, Miss Mayberry, she had a style of teaching that I still remember to this day. Like, it was so much fun in her class, and she even ended up showing to some of my baseball games as well. So
Yeah,
she
Miss
took the time out
Mayberry
of
is a great lady. We interviewed her on Motivate Me 313, and she also, now she is, I think what Miss Kent does was like a curriculum coordinator.
Yeah.
So, she's, by the way, these teachers is no coincidence. Most of them, if not all of them, are in leadership positions now in the building. When you're a great teacher, the admin sees that and they try to offer you a situation where you can grow because of how great that you are. So go ahead, continue.
Yeah, she was a great teacher. And my number 2, I'm a 4th, Miss Folk. All of us choose Miss Folk, so I'm going to say she was probably the best middle school teacher I've had.
Miss Folk,
Miss
shout out to
Folk,
Miss
yeah.
Folk. I'm just looking at the time to let her know. From between 43 minutes to 50 minutes, you're going to want to listen to the show.
And she ran the whole middle school. Like, she was doing every class. She knew what to do.
The real big general.
The real big general.
Facts.
Real talk.
Yeah, and she knew what she was doing. She was a great teacher. And last but not least, high school, my sophomore year, he teaches biology, Mr. Bargowski. I don't know if you guys know him or not, but Mr. Bargowski, he was a great, fun teacher. He taught a way of science, literally like how I'm doing right now, hands-on, and I loved hands-on. So Mr. Bargowski was nice. He loved me a lot. I loved him. It was great.
That's awesome. That is
Very good
awesome.
teacher.
All right. So those were our top 3 teachers of all time. I'm trying to think of mine. I don't even think I gathered up a list. And I don't even know if I could come up with 3 right now on top of my head. I mean, yeah, you know what? I could come up with 3. First of all, my number 1 teacher was Ms. Rogowski, the teacher that I had for 4th grade when the September 11 attacks happened. She had Moti, she had my sister Abir, she had me, and no, she did not have Ali. Ali came to Hamtramck his 5th grade year. So she had all 3 of us, and once she had me, she already had them too. You already knew, like, it was one of those moments where she already had both of my siblings. And then moving on to high school, a guy that I didn't have, but I heard great things about is Mr. Abdus Salam from Hamtramck High School. But since I didn't have him, it doesn't count, but I just want to give him a shout out. I'm going to give it to Coach Mullen, great teacher, great guy. He's like a father figure, very cool person. And then last but not least, it was my college. I forgot my teacher's name, but it was an ISS class about social difference and inequality. That was like the class that I learned the most from because there was so many topics that I like wanted to know about. And it was a great teacher, and he ain't hold back. He went straight into it. Had some awesome journalism teachers too. Miss Lorianne Dickerson. For those of you that don't know, Dan Dickerson is the radio show host for Detroit Tigers. His wife was a professor at MSU. So she was one of our best teachers. Like, she's one of those teachers that cares about you. She'll go all out for you. Her husband is a radio guy for Detroit Tigers. Dan Dickerson, probably the best radio show talk guy for all of the baseball sports, you know. So she brought him in a couple times. She always brought in like guests that you would be like, dude, I can't believe I'm sitting here with this person. You know what I'm saying? But she had the connections, and that's half the thing. It's all about the connections that you make. But believe it or not, our topics are done. We're 52 minutes into the show. That's how it goes, everybody. So this is my chance to like just quickly, again, our sponsors was BC Adhesives and Hanley. Shout out to both of those sponsors. Next week's sponsors will be the Balkan House and Gift to Gain. We will be talking about those two, but those are our sponsors for the movement. Anything I want to finish? Final words that y'all want to add on or end it with?
Yeah, I got some.
Go ahead, Hamza T.
So honestly, let's everybody out there never give up. Your dreams will become reality soon. You know what I mean? Just keep going, push through, and you'll be very what's that word? You'll be very
Accomplished?
no, like I forgot.
Proud?
Yeah, you'll be very proud about yourself in the future, and like you'll think back saying all this hard work was worth it.
I like that, Hams. Hams, yeah, I know y'all might be laughing, like, man, this guy's always giving advice. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong, he's a funny guy, but at the same time, you know, he does like doing this stuff. He likes to give advice. He likes to talk to people. So you'll figure it out. These guys are good people, and we'll laugh more and stuff like that together. But with all that said, anyone else want to give any final shout-outs? By the way, again, YouTube, Oz Media 313. You can watch us. If you don't want to watch us and you just want to listen to us, you can go on Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts. Oz Media, just search up Oz Media. You can download. You know, the bus route always gives me updates of people downloading stuff and stuff like that. So we appreciate y'all that are downloading. And check out the shows, man. Honestly, I think you guys grow with us. Grow with us. What I mean by that is we're going to try to get better each and every week. Our topics are going to be good. And hey, we're going to have some fun. You want to know what the younger generation is doing? Watch the movement. You want to know what the community is doing? Watch Table Talk. You want to know about fantasy, or just sports in general? That's why we have the fantasy guys for you. All right? Other than that, thank you, fellas. We appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
This is The Movement.
The Movement.
All right? We'll see you next week. Have a great one.
Peace out, guys.